church podcast. The Not Safe for Church podcast. It's not safe, hey. It's not safe, hey. It's not safe. It's not safe. The Not Safe for Church podcast. I want to welcome you to the Not Safe for Church podcast, where we serve the saints and the ain'ts, because Jesus is for everybody. I am your host, Rénold Tiba. I'm a Wally Kent, and I am so excited to be here today. We got Phil Turner in the building.
What's up? What's up?
Come on. We got Renee Anderson in the building. And we got a virgin to the show. Ashley Jordan is in the building, coming in hot. Oh my sister.
Thank you.
Whoa! Where the deacons at? Where the ushers at? Oh my gosh. I'm super excited about today's episode. In today's episode, we will discuss. What will we discuss today? What do you do when the opposition is louder than the success? But before we get there, we have to get into the generosity moment for today's episode. All right, I want to thank Gage Lujan, who is an amazing real estate agent who specializes in new construction, residential, and commercial real estate. He has done over $10 million deals in the last 2 years. Connect with him today for all your real estate needs at 702-523-5534. All right, call him on his cell phone when you need some real estate. I want to thank CrossFit Social City. I will show you this body, but I'm not ready to show you yet because my body is not your party. But guess what? You need to check CrossFit Social City. They are one of our partners for season 2. Make sure you get your strength training workout in, and you might just catch me there. And I also want to thank For the Love LV for being one of our partners for season 2. They are my great friends, Emily and Nate. I think Nate will be on the episode next week. They have a store located in the Arts District in Las Vegas. They have some amazing pieces. Make sure you check them out. For the Love LV. All right, now, you know where we at. There's 3 ways to support this podcast. The first thing is totally free. I said totally free. F-R-E-E. 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 All right, all you gotta do is like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all have been acting out on TikTok. I really have been enjoying you. It's been great. So yeah, make sure you do all those things. Like, comment, and subscribe. I have some merch. I still have some shirts left. And also you can sponsor an episode or buy an ad. Yeah, sponsor an episode or buy an ad. Sponsor an episode or buy an ad. Oh my gosh. All you have to do is click the link in my bio on my real Instagram, Rénold Kent, or NSFC Podcast, and you can do all those things. That money is not going to my personal account. It's going to NSFC Limited. Okay, come on. We are a registered business in the state of Nevada. Okay, let's get into today's episode. Our topic is today, what do you do? Let me just keep it real, y'all. I am not having the best day today. This is my podcast, and I got to keep it real. I felt a little attack when I came in. It wasn't an attack. I just have a lot going on from our great brother, Phil. And let me just say this. If I have ever said, I want to make this clear.
About to spill it.
I just want to say, if I want to make this clear, if I have ever said I got kicked out the church, I did not mean it in those words. What I mean is I feel like I was forced out. I was pushed out. And yes, I had 3 options. I chose to leave. But if I have ever said I was kicked out, I want everybody to hear. And I'm not going to do this again. I want y'all all to hear I was not kicked out. Somebody kicked me out. I would have had to call somebody. But like, I wasn't kicked out. I chose to leave. I hope I have communicated that. And if I haven't, I apologize. I don't ever want my words to be misconstrued. And I know I can't go to every episode and clean everything up, but like, hey, this is my thing, period.
Way to hold yourself accountable.
You know, I really do. Like, I don't mind,
Honestly.
you know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't feel like I was wrong.
Hey.
But if I was wrong, I want people to know I don't mind being humble, okay?
That's a part of
I don't mind being humble.
conversations.
I'm always, you know, I don't mind, you know, I am lowly.
That's a part of useful conversations. And it was all in love. I'll take the first.
Sometimes you need friends to
can't
call
win,
you
so it
out,
don't matter.
just to hold you accountable a little bit.
Yeah, but I think you have to really be doing something to be held accountable. But hey, if I did
Look at
it,
that shade.
I'm
Go ahead.
not trying to be shady. Am I being shady?
Shade. It's okay though. I'll accept it.
I'm not being shady. I personally feel.
How do you dictate what you're supposed to be held accountable for?
Are you right? Do you feel like I need to be held accountable for that?
What I said, the reason I said, absolutely.
What did you say?
I said, be careful how you say anything.
Yeah.
Be careful what you say when you say it. Think about what you say.
Yes.
Because I said sometimes you be extra and you be dramatic.
But that's a part
And
of...
sometimes people may not understand the message. So if you say, for instance, that was an example, was a church. If you got kicked out, or people are under the assumption that you got kicked out because that's what you said. But if they gave you options, whatever happened, you chose to leave, which I think is okay. You don't have to explain why you chose to leave. And nobody's backing their decision. No one's doing any of that. All I was saying was be cautious how you express things or stand on what you express. If they didn't tell you to get up and get out the church, like you can't come back, to me, they didn't kick you out. But if you made it, if they pushed you out or you made a decision to leave because you didn't like how you were being treated, that's a totally different thing to me. Not saying that that's not respectable or commendable. I wasn't even talking about that topic. That was just the example that I used. I was just holding you accountable in pay attention to what you say and how you say it. That's all.
Yes. And you said if I was pushed out, do you feel like I was pushed out?
I don't know the whole details. Based on what you've told me, based on my understanding, yes, I feel like they didn't give you the option that was going to work best for your growth as
what
a person.
I wanted to do.
And who you are as a person.
Absolutely. I wasn't telling you should have stayed.
Okay.
I wasn't saying your decision was wrong.
I don't know. I guess it's weird.
I said be careful how the message comes across.
I think for me, it's weird because I feel like I am not past that season, but I am past like the hurt with those people. Like me and those people, we can laugh. We like I've seen them recently and it's all good. So for me, I think when you brought it up, I was like, whoa, like I'm good with those people. Everything feels good. And like now I feel like I'm like reliving it.
He's just re-triggered a wound.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, it's still there. Like I think I'm still recovering from it. But like I feel like
You assume something happened, which is why I brought it to your attention.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know because I know Jeff has been on. I didn't know.
Blindsided a little.
I felt very blindsided,
okay.
and
He
I hope
didn't mean it that
and
way.
I hope I don't know. Yeah,
But it's good to have talks like this. So
It is,
everybody's kinda on the
absolutely.
same
Yeah, I
page,
mean,
'cause
and
not
we're-
everybody knows the journey that happened inside of you. They just know whatever you've said.
Right.
yes.
So unless you take someone literally on your entire journey with you, which none of us can do, then sometimes there's room
But
for
also-
clarification from the friends who really care.
It's a podcast, so it's
Exactly.
like people are going to interpret no matter what,
Right.
like whatever they want to.
Which
Like
is
I
fine.
can't. Like it doesn't matter what I say. Like
And you don't feel the need to reiterate it every single podcast.
I don't.
Exactly what happened.
I don't. Yeah.
It's not
That's fair.
necessary.
And if you really
You're
want to know the
absolutely right.
details, I mean, people gonna gossip anyway, say what they want to say. So like, it's just like if you really want to know details,
Reach out,
reach out or really watch all the episodes.
which is what you did.
Yeah.
You just
You can't
But
be
I
mad
don't. But you
because
don't
you
feel
can't-
like
Your time
I
today.
feel like I gave you all those details.
I don't care about all them details. You're missing what I'm saying. I don't need the details of what happened there. I don't think that involves me or has nothing to do with me. I'm here to support you in that healing process. But what I was saying literally had nothing to do with that. That was my example. I don't care if it's talking about you saying I got 15 pairs of shoes and you're like, well, they not all shoes.
But I
Stand
don't
on
think
what you said.
But I don't think I'm the type of person that ever lies. I don't ever just be exaggerating things. Like any story I tell. Do y'all think
No,
No, be honest. Be honest with me. I don't think I exaggerate. Any story I tell is the truth.
You're charismatic.
I am dramatic how
You
I tell
are
it.
very.
I started by saying you were dramatic.
But I am truthful in the facts, I feel like.
and you're still dramatic in what you say. So be careful or stand on how you convey your message is what I'm saying.
I do stand on. Somebody said, but see, then I feel bad. I feel like I'm not accepting what you're saying if I don't say
but
I'm accountable.
Because in his mind, he still feels like he got kicked out.
I do. I just feel like it
Like,
was
that's
no
just how he
push,
feels.
I still think
kicked,
it's push.
push, kicked. Almost a
Even if it
similar
was,
word. Like
even if it was pushed, he still feels like he had no other options.
had no
which
other
made him feel
option.
Like he
Himself.
wasn't just pushed. He made him feel like he was kicked.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway.
semantics.
anyway,
but
let's just get
not-
to today's episode because I just guess we're gonna agree to disagree. And I pray this episode is great. All right, our topic today is what do you do when opposition is louder than the success? Today, I have brought some of my friends on who are local entrepreneurs. I have learned on this journey of podcasting to being a registered LLC in Nevada that being an entrepreneur is not easy. Yes, it's great when people buy products, your reels go viral, or you gain following, but baby, it's work. Today, we will discuss what do you do when your opposition is louder than success? Why is it so quiet?
We're letting you have the floor, baby.
Are you guys, is this not, are y'all okay? Is it me?
There's
Are
some
you
eclipse
okay?
today.
I am not okay.
We're all
I'm
unwell.
not okay.
I'm just here.
Scorpio
because I
season.
feel I'm a real person. I don't fake. So I just feel weird right now.
You're just feeling unable to move past that. You're still stuck on it.
But we got to move on because I got a topic today.
We'll talk more about it later.
I don't want to talk about it later.
We'll be in the parking lot for 3 hours.
I think we should all. I just don't want to talk about the church no more. And I feel like I've committed 10 minutes of this episode to that. Like I really want to move past it, and I feel like I have with the people, but I guess maybe in my heart I haven't, and it's just
I definitely opened up. I mean, something that you're still healing from, something that you're dealing with, which is fine.
I'm literally.
Everything you went through isn't small.
It's not like I literally have lost almost everything. Like I didn't know how. Like I didn't know how I was gonna pay my car payment last month. Like if we let's keep it real. Like I'm not on this podcast getting rich. Like I'm not. I literally stepped out on faith.
Right.
And things are working out day by day. But I don't think people realize my life has drastically changed, and I'm still showing up every day. Trying to look like Jesus, trying to love like Jesus.
It doesn't matter.
Trying to praise Jesus. You know what I mean? Like I am pressing, but it does to me because what my friends think about me do matter, and I want my friends to always know that I tell the truth. That's one of my.
Do you feel like I was calling you saying you're lying all the time?
I felt like you were calling me a liar.
You felt like you took a dig at his character.
Yes, I did.
That's your own emotion. I've said it. How many times did I tell you openly? That's not what I'm saying. You're choosing at this point not to.
I know.
Not to take
I know,
that.
and I got to do better. This is me. This is why I'm
You're
not.
still healing.
What I said,
it's okay.
I said in love.
You're
and
going
I'll
through
I'll say it
very
again.
traumatic time in life.
Yeah.
We
You are
should talk
young,
about what
your life is
struggling with.
changing. You're working hard. You're
am
just
I
trying to
struggling
figure
with?
it out, and you need to give yourself grace because it's just really a lot right
Absolutely.
It doesn't have to look pretty.
now. And you don't have to like Phil's answer.
100%. You
It's
don't.
okay.
I don't have to.
You don't.
You guys
Now-
can still be friends, but
Now,
still
do you think
be
it
like
came in love?
whatever.
I think it came in love, but I think the timing of it was terrible, or the
Okay.
presentation.
Okay. So what can I do to change the presentation next time?
Not do it before a podcast, before I got to go on a podcast and talk to you and laugh and be funny.
Okay.
But maybe you were really being funny the whole time, and then I took it to make it something serious.
I'm
Which
trying to
just
say
And I
shows
think
that's
that's what I did.
happened.
I think that's what I did. And
But
it's
I'll
just,
be considerate of that next time what we
Yeah.
talk about before the podcast.
and I think I was already on one. So it's just, and
All
I
right,
want people to see this because
This is raw.
people
Yeah.
need to see
Real
that.
emotion.
This is not, we don't come on here and be, because a lot of y'all think all we do is, all right. So I think we should open up by giving our names and an elevator pitch of what we do. Today's episode is all about being entrepreneurs and what do you do when the opposition is louder than the success. And let me tell you something. Sometimes the opposition is so loud that, in your real life, you're just a mess. And
This
that's
kind
what
of ties into it. You're still kind of working.
I'm going
into
through
like
it. The opposition.
The
opposition.
This
So
is how
I would
you
give you
get
This
over
is real
it.
life.
Yeah, I will give you an
It's not
elevator
pretty.
pitch if somebody asked me what I do. I would say, hey, I'm Rénold Kent, a local podcaster based out of Las Vegas. My podcast is called the Not Safe for Church Podcast, where we discuss relevant topics through the lens of faith, love, and grace, and hella ratchetness, because Jesus is for everybody. Okay,
like
what would you
that.
guys? Okay, what would you guys like? What's your elevator
Phil,
pitch?
you go
I got the right
first.
No,
mind.
ladies first.
That was so
Go ahead.
eloquent. I
Go
feel like
ahead.
I needed to write it
Right?
out.
I wrote mine. I was just
Yeah.
ready.
I literally just read it off this piece of paper.
Hallelujah.
I'm all, ugh.
A cue sheet.
It
Yeah.
flowed so well. Yeah.
Ashley, you go first then.
Oh.
It's your first time on.
I know.
Here, you go
Come
first.
on.
Feel
All right,
comfortable.
I'm Ashley Jordan.
Period.
I'm a full-time occupational therapist, but also a personal trainer who believes that taking care of your both mind and body is super important. So I try to provide a space, wherever that is in a person's life, that a person can be both real and vulnerable while strengthening all parts of their lives.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, personal training is more than just muscle building.
Absolutely.
A lot of times there's a lot of counseling and people being raw and showing up after a day that's been
Yeah.
complete chaos, but they
Mighty
showed up
God.
for the workout. But while you're working out, they're literally explaining all the things in their life. So you turn into a counselor, whether you knew that's what you were signing up for or not. But I love that. I like being able to both connect the muscle and the mind together.
Yeah.
I feel like, that makes a huge difference in somebody's life. So
That's good.
I like being part of that.
Okay, I'll go.
Period.
Hi, I'm Renee. I am a hairstylist and medical esthetician in Las Vegas. I'm originally from Chicago. I've been in the industry for about 12 years. I am your go-to beauty guru. I focus on all things. I'm very much so the same, internal, external. I believe they both reflect. And I'm here to just be an open ear that you can talk to.
Period.
Yeah.
I like that.
I feel like I'm a therapist, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But I
When
love
you're dealing with
my
people,
clients.
I feel like you end up being like when you're
I
in a
don't-
place
That's
where
all-
people
yeah.
can be
It's
vulnerable.
hard for me to
For
talk to
For
like
sure.
a lot of people at once.
Yeah.
But I love like the one-on-one that
Yeah.
I get in the
Yeah.
interactions. So
Yeah,
that feeds my soul.
that's good.
Yeah.
Dope. Phil Turner. I'm a local entrepreneur. I own a marketing and business branding company called RevTech, and then also Battleborn Supplements.
Period. How can they
which
get
is,
these supplements?
Shop battleborn.com.
Come on.
So Battleborn is one of the first companies in the United States to have pre-workout and performance supplements in gummy form.
Yeah.
Soon to be one of the largest companies globally. So I'm receiving that. in my
Get it.
spirit.
Come on, you
But,
better speak
Get
it.
it.
my company really is a resource to my purpose. I want to grow I know as the company grows, my outreach will grow to
Yeah.
give back to, those underneath me and coming behind me. So
That's awesome.
Well, let's keep it real. What has been the hardest part about being an entrepreneur? Has there been a moment where you're like, okay, I want to quit? And what has kept you from quitting?
After every holiday.
Why after every holiday?
It's just like, when you do hair, you get to like a day where you're just working for like 12 hours. And then
Oh,
you
yes,
like get
on
home
your
and you're
feet.
like, oh my God,
Oh.
I just did everyone. And then you forget to take care of yourself sometimes. So it's really important to like refocus that energy on yourself and
Yeah.
call back your power after a long day. But there have been times definitely, I still question it all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm still building my business. So for me, it does scare me. Like, is this really what I want to do forever? Like I love this. This is a career, but I just don't know what's next. Is this going to be good enough for me? What is good enough for me? So I think it's just refocusing and coming back in alignment with your purpose. Like, yes, this is what I love to do. I love taking care of people and making people feel good. And I think you just have to find balance with that.
Yeah.
I think the finding balance is huge.
Yeah.
I've had personal training clients for multiple years, but this was the first year that I actually like dove in and was like, okay, I actually want to take more time out from being an occupational therapist and do something that makes my heart happy.
Yeah.
But then there also is that balance of actually taking time for yourself. So you
Yeah.
fit clients in where you can, or you make your schedule full of clients, and then you're like, I didn't do my workout today.
Yeah, I didn't take
So
care
I'm
of
here
myself.
like, you can do it. You got
Right.
this. And then
Yeah.
I go home at the end of the night. I'm like, yeah, that is-
Period.
I tell everyone
I
to
didn't
drink
work out.
water, and I didn't even take 3 sips of mine.
yeah. So it's like reminding yourself, okay, like even though this is something that makes my heart happy, you're your own advertisement. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Yeah.
That's good.
You got to
And-
pour into your own cup.
Yeah. And so if you don't have like a ton of advertising out into the community, you are a walking advertisement of what you sell.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of pressure too. But I feel like that's important to remind yourself of.
Yeah.
I think mine's kind of twofold. One is definitely the balance. I'm a go person. So recently somebody close to me told me that I'm really dedicated and determined and, a stickler in one area of my life as far as like going and pressing forward, but I don't prioritize like rest. And it like hit me because I don't.
Yep,
I
I
don't
don't do that either.
prioritize rest at
Yep.
all. Like I have to force myself to stop, and then when I'm stopping, it's like I feel lazy. And I
Yeah.
feel like I'm
Guilty.
not doing anything.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's
I
the
get the
worst
guilt thing.
feeling. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got an hour.
Yeah.
I should be doing something else.
Yeah.
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 The other side of that is my company has been just super, super high risk. A lot of financials, like funding has gone into it. We're always looking for funding.
Yeah.
It's difficult at times because I'm trying to hold up the business and hold up the household. And we're in a season right now where we're doing a lot more giving than receiving.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of prayer and just balance.
Uncomfortable.
Yes, extremely uncomfortable. And it's on a daily because it's out of my control.
Where's
and
my
trying to
tambourine?
build-
But honestly, don't you feel like sometimes it makes it easier then because like you're working for yourself, so you feel more fulfilled because you're still working and probably doing what you would have done anyways, but you're not working
Yeah.
for another company, you're working for yourself.
Yeah, and
so
I
it
can
feels a little bit
see
better.
like to kind of answer your question, I didn't answer your question earlier. I said shop.battleborn.com, but like we're available on Walmart.
Come
Amazon,
on, Walmart.
soon to
Not
be-
you located in Walmart, Phil.
Soon to be like
Wow.
Love me some Walmart.
Whoa, Phil, you got money.
No,
I've been to Phil's house.
No,
And Phil has a lot of money. His house is
don't
very
believe the hype.
nice.
Don't believe the hype.
I'm telling you, his house is gonna
Don't
be
believe the
like
hype.
it's like 12 million of my little studio I'm moving
Phil has
into.
nice things.
He has very nice things. His kids
Phil
are
earned
pretty.
nice
His
things.
wife is
I
beautiful.
appreciate
I
that.
mean, he has a lot of
Appreciate
nice
that.
cars.
I do appreciate
That little
that.
ratchet, got the music loud and and
But it wasn't always that easy, right? It wasn't
Absolutely
always that
not.
pretty.
And I still
You
don't
started
feel like
somewhere.
I feel like I don't. I still like I'm still at the start.
yeah.
I'm nowhere near where I got to be, and every day really is like survival mode. Every
Yeah.
day is like, what are we gonna do to press on?
Yeah.
But I
A
think
lot of
that's the part
times-
with the balance. Like every once in a while, you
Yeah.
got to look up and be like, a year ago, I had no idea.
And it's
I'd be
hard
here.
to do that. Like that's why
Yeah.
I mentioned where we're at, because it's like we're in contract with, like, for instance, like GNC, right? But that's
Yep.
taken. It's still not done. Like it's
Yeah.
taken forever. So it's hard because in the meantime, I'm not getting residual from that.
Come on.
But in the meantime, I like know where it's going. I see the direction. I still know what's coming out on the other end, but I'm resting in that season of just persevering,
Waiting.
like through it. Like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just waiting until that moment. So it's like sometimes that's what's difficult for me. It's like, when is it gonna pop? When is it gonna happen? And
Is your-
And
sometimes,
having the faith that it will.
yeah, and you
Yeah.
have to. Sometimes I gotta remind myself, like, it's out of your control. You just gotta keep doing what
Yeah.
you're doing. And somebody else told me that God been on my spirit a lot lately, right? So it's like somebody else told me, if I'm not physically doing something every day, I think I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, that's good.
I never think about what I've already got in play. I never think about things that are being done in the back end. The doors that my name is being mentioned in when I'm not
Yep.
there. I don't think about that. And it's real.
Yeah.
It's something I had to seriously sit back and think about, because I'm like, you're right. If I'm not busy around the clock,
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
Or
I haven't
doing
done,
something that
Yeah.
I
you
haven't
feel
done
is getting you
anything.
to your goal.
So
I think the hardest thing about being an entrepreneur is, I think for me in my whole life, I've always known the next thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like when I went to college, you get a degree, then you get a job in the field, and everything has like always played in. But doing this podcast, the one blessing has been that every season has been fully funded. And like right now I'm working on funding season 3 and we're in season 2. So like that's been the biggest blessing, that I don't have to sit there and worry like, am I going to be able to come record next week?
Right.
Like the biggest blessing, like, okay, the money's already there. I mean, I'm not making
You
no
get to
money
live
off.
more
Yes, I'm
creative.
not making no
But
money
God
off of
kept
it,
you.
but I get to show up and be creative.
Right.
And so for me, like even doing this podcast, it's not really about, like, I'm not here to get rich. I just love having a outlet where I can express my faith
Yeah.
and invite my friends on to talk about life and things like that. But I think the hardest part is like, man, I am investing people's money into a dream that I don't even know
absolutely.
what will come from it. And I think
Absolutely.
when you're an entrepreneur, you don't know, is it gonna hit, or this is just the thing to get me to the thing, or like you don't really,
Right.
there's no,
But you have no control of
Yeah,
that as
you
long
have-
as you're working
It's a
forward
risk.
and doing
Yeah.
like your
Huge risk.
it's a huge risk, a huge risk, especially when you're investing like your own, like that's, yeah. Like,
Well,
yeah.
it's like when, like, my friend was complaining about her job the other day.
Yeah.
And it clicked to me. I'm like, dang, you have all the options though. You can get up and leave.
Yeah.
Like you can go to the next step. But the owner has taken the biggest risk. Like they're capped. They're in here.
Yeah.
They can't just be like, hey, like, y'all have a good day.
Yep.
Let's close the doors and let's move on to something else. So, and you feel it. But I think, with great risk is great reward. I love what I do, and entrepreneurship is a beautiful thing, but I know it's not for everybody.
I think it takes some balls,
Yeah.
honestly.
Courage.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
if I don't get, I'm sure you're the same way. If you don't
Yeah.
have clients, we don't get paid. If I don't get
Yeah.
paid, I don't eat. I don't pay my rent. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to figure it out. And when you are living in survival mode, it is a little bit more difficult
Yes.
Humbling.
It is
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
humbling.
too. Yeah.
You'd be like, I literally, but then I do believe that when God gives you a vision, he always provides provision. Because like literally, I think about this podcast, the money's always been there when it was time to pay Quan.
Yeah.
Like to me, I believe when you are really walking in your purpose,
Authentic.
there will be things that are hard. So like, yes, like literally my life is hard right now, but me doing what I'm supposed to be doing is not the hard part. It's just me continuing to show up. But I
Absolutely.
just think that sometimes the opposition just looks different in all of us. Like, we all are entrepreneurs, but the opposition looks different on every end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
And I think it's also very important who is in your corner when you are pursuing your purpose
Absolutely.
or your God-given ability.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree?
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What has been like, do you think, have you ever had a moment where you feel like, man, I didn't have the right people, or like can I hear about some of those experiences?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have friends in the fitness world.
Yeah.
And they didn't offer me jobs that I was like, okay, but I could have done that, but you hired somebody else, but we're like exactly the same.
Yep.
But for some reason, we're best friends. And so you sit there, you're like, so they didn't believe in me, but they believe in that person that they didn't even know. So it's like making like holding yourself accountable and being like, okay, but I know that I can do this, whether anybody else believes that I can or not. And then moving past that, and like, so you get your first client, or you get your first client, first paycheck, whatever. And you're like, okay, I can do this. And this person believes in me, and I can be my authentic self. I don't have to look like somebody else. I don't have to drive a certain car. I don't have to wear certain clothes. That I just showed up as myself, and they believe in me.
Yep. And I think for me, that person literally was SJ. I think when I had left the church and I had decided to do what I was going to do, like, SJ was like, okay, you said you want to do a podcast, start a podcast. Yeah. And not only did she believe in me, she gave me the money to start the podcast. Like, she gave me some money to do some episodes. She didn't give me all the money for the podcast, but she gave me like some money to do episodes, like 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. Like, she literally was there pushing me. And I think
she really was.
If it wasn't for somebody pushing me to do what I felt like I was supposed to do, I don't know if I would have really did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
So I think the people around you are definitely important. And I think even keeping people who may not agree with you, they kind of keep you level-headed. Like, I think about my friend Jeff I had on my podcast. Me and Jeff do not agree on a lot of things, but I think even having those people who are like, I don't really know if this is but like, I think having that little balance of yes people and people who are like, okay, it kind of keeps you in that middle ground. I don't know.
For sure.
Phil's keeping me on that middle ground. He kept me on that middle ground.
Like, is that
Earlier today.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad no more. I'm kind of healed. I'm healed. It don't take me long. I just need a moment. I need a moment.
And you can talk through it.
Yeah.
That's why we're
and I get what he's saying, because I know my words have power. And I think sometimes when I be talking, I am a person that I'd be like, dun, 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 dun. And I want you to feel every word. Yes, I want people, and that's a problem. God is working on me. I be wanting people to feel I was pushed out. I want you to, every time I say it, I want you to feel it.
You want to feel it.
Because it hurt me. It hurt me so much. I miss going to church.
Yeah.
I don't go right now.
That was your passion.
But I love leading worship. That's who I am. But I can't, I think
Start
for
your
me,
own
God
church.
is telling me that he just put me on pause for a little bit. He put me on the bookshelf when it comes to worship, and I got to be okay with what God is calling me to do. And that's another thing when you're an entrepreneur. You got to be okay where the provision is. The provision is obviously on this podcast. But if I'm still living the past of yesterday, it ain't going to work.
I like what you said.
You know what I'm saying?
I think you said it quiet and he didn't hear
Say
it.
it.
He heard it.
What?
Start your own church.
Yeah. Oh,
amen. Let's keep on
You're
going.
placing
Sure.
I just don't
yourself in a
understand.
situation down here where
Amen. We go.
All types.
I did promise in January I am
Comes
going to do
full
some
circle.
worship nights. I'm probably going to do like some worship nights a little bit, but I don't know.
what kind of worship night?
Just Jesus is for everybody.
Oh, I thought we were talking about witchcraft.
Oh, no. Oh, shut up. Oh, no.
You know me out in the desert.
Girl, I don't know. Renee, baby, you can do you, baby. I'm going to do me.
I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ along corner store.
I'm just joking.
Girl, but guess what? At the end of the day, I am, and this is the reason why I left the church, because I want to sit at a table where somebody could say that and they feel comfortable to say it.
Yeah.
Because I rock with everybody, because Jesus is
But
for
just because
everybody.
I have different beliefs doesn't mean I can't come with you and spiritually align.
Literally.
Like, it doesn't need to be about who you are outside of that.
you can still be a good person.
Yeah, and that's why
believe in different things.
And that's what, and
100%.
that's why I did this. But also, when you are in church, religious spaces,
Yes.
and I'm not talking about a church, I'm talking about the big C church. People cannot say that because people are like, "Oh, the devil is a lie. Oh, I can't be around
Yet
you."
they sage in church and they change the blood of Christ.
Yeah, and then or I don't know about that, but then they say
Whatever it is, the one.
Depends on what church you're at.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And then they say, "How can two walk together and not agree?" But like Jesus walked with people that we're not not saved. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like,
He hung out with the people that are not appropriate.
yeah, that were not
Everything.
safe for
Yeah.
church.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why I did this podcast, because
Absolutely.
I rock with people like Renee. Renee, you've been there for me. You my friend. All y'all have been there for me. Y'all my people. So,
But just because we've, may have different directions and believe in different things doesn't mean we can't
We don't all
come
wanna look the
together.
same.
Yes.
Yeah.
and
Be
that's the
boring.
problem. And that is how our world is getting so divided to me.
Absolutely.
The reason why we have so much chaos in government and so much stuff is because we are letting the enemy destroy us. The Bible said he come to kill, steal, and destroy.
Yeah. Right.
And literally, he just throwing so much chaos. So, they Republican, they Democrat. Oh, they gay, they
It's a lot of
straight.
ego,
oh,
too.
they
And
they
sensitivity.
they
Like,
Muslims.
everybody takes it
They
personal.
yeah.
It's not always about you.
Yeah.
It's about whatever that person is going
Yes.
And I know sometimes I feel like a lot of that is just because everyone's living in survival mode, right? So they're
Yeah.
just grasping onto whatever they believe or they like
I think a
feel
lot of
is
people
right.
are healing and going
It's a
through that
collective.
emotion.
And some people don't have,
think so.
and if it's not careful, like I think about even me and Phil today, it could have been bad. It could have got ugly if Phil wasn't patient with me, or if I wouldn't have been like calming down when I
Open-
saw him he was getting a
open
little
to it.
stronger.
Yeah.
You know, because Phil could whip my ass.
Am
I know he started doing. I said,
Hey, look.
he said, I am
Look.
loyal. He said, I am
Look.
loyal to
Look,
you.
look, look.
And Phil, I'm not gonna say what he said, but
Say what I said.
he said a cuss word. He said shit.
No, look.
You did say it,
Why?
Phil.
Listen.
S word.
What I
Keep it
said.
real now.
What I
Keep it
said,
real.
always am. What I said, I moved the mic out the way,
Oh, Robo
and
shout
I
out.
said it ain't shit on earth that I have that puts fear in me. But I meant that as a purpose of the conversation to
Yes,
say I'm
yes.
always going to be honest with you.
Yes.
There's no
But he
reason
did
why
curse.
I would hide from
Phil
you.
is a cursing
Man.
Christian.
Right.
Is that
Let
Phil
that
is
go.
a cursing. Phil
Let that
is
go.
a cursing Christian. Oh, Phil is a cursing Christian. Our brother Phil. I'm not gonna lie. I do
But
be
I said he
cursing
was-
at the gym though. When
Look.
I was
'cause
gonna say, is that
I
that word?
swear words.
my
in
nana used to
every
tell
other
me, she would get so
sentence.
mad if I
Do
said what she
make
used to
you
say.
feel
Like a cuss word.
uncomfortable? Because now I'm just realizing, do I make you feel uncomfortable
Do
when
we
I
need to
swear
have a
a lot?
talk? I swear a lot.
Girl, no.
Okay, I swear.
I say it in my
He
classes
just talking
even.
reckless. I'm telling you.
You know I'm being,
Listen.
and that's another thing. Yes, so
just
I get what you're
messing
saying.
with
I am dramatic because people will probably watch the podcast and think I do say cuss
Y'all,
words.
listen. Hold on. I said the man was dramatic, and he
And
was
he
ready.
said
He was
no.
ready. I am not dramatic. You're being dramatic. You're being
But
dramatic.
this is
Hey,
entertainment.
what
It's
I
TV,
did-
media arts. It's a podcast.
Man.
I got to give y'all something.
No, you don't.
Let me keep
them
it
you.
real with the people because let me tell you, this episode will be good. Watch numbers be good on this episode. Why? Because all of you guys
Confident.
are entertaining.
That's true.
And you guys bring people to life. When I bring people on here who are not entertaining, the numbers do not be showing. So I know what I got to do to get the numbers to do what the numbers got to do. And I'm not doing it for numbers, but I'm just keeping it real. People it's entertainment. Nobody wants to sit at home and watch a boring ass podcast.
Now,
true.
I'm gonna give you some context in our conversation, right? So you said I was being patient with you, right?
Yeah.
But a part of that on my side was I wasn't where you were at.
Yeah.
Just because you're getting frustrated doesn't mean I have to meet you at that place. That's when, to me, things get out of control, right? But for me, like, what did I say in those moments? I told you, I said, it's coming from love. I'm willing to talk about it, whatever you got going on, but understand that it wasn't a personal attack, so on and so
Yeah.
forth. Words, to me, I'm gonna say affirmation, but like to let you know, like, hey, I'm still here. I'm being
Yep.
stern. I'm being serious. We can talk about it, but it's coming from love, and I'm not meeting you in your place
Yeah.
of frustration. I'm still here. So it's like, I'm
Yeah.
just waiting on you to come back down, which is fine.
Yeah.
I understand
And
it.
I came back
It was just a
down.
moment of
Always.
misunderstanding.
And I think
Always.
yeah. I think also for me, I got to be careful how I say this. I don't ever want to be a liar.
Right.
That is one of my biggest things I never.
But you won't be because that's how you feel. You're
and-
passionate.
But I'm saying
about
I'm
that.
so passionate about it. I want people to go down saying one thing. I've lost friends because one time I had a friend. He had been married for 6 years, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna be in 4 years. He'll be married for 10 years." And I said, "Oh, I don't think they're gonna make it." I said it to another friend, and guess what? Then that friend came to me and said, "Hey, Rénold, I heard you said you don't think my marriage gonna make it." And I said, "Man, I did say it, and I meant it." And we weren't friends anymore after that. But like that's how honest I am. Like even if I lose you, like because I have done something even in relationships. I be painting number 6 to be bad, but I've not been perfect either. You know what I'm saying?
What I've learned is like you got to meet people.
Where they are.
Yes,
In
and
the
like
chapter of life.
yes,
I
and
always
what
say
I-
that. Yep.
like I'm blessed to have been through traumatic issues and just a bunch of different things
Yeah.
and healed from that to be able to have the spiritual maturity, mental maturity, whatever you want to call it. But like even today, it's like I was doing a project and somebody was like, you know, Phil, what we really like about you is like when you don't like something, you just flat out say, nope, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But
But
to
you keep it
me,
real.
that was me just being like, well,
Yes.
I don't. So I just told you I don't. But I understood where they were at, and you know, their passion went into building these projects and so on and so forth. So I've learned that, hey, like when they said, I'm like, okay, maybe I can deliver the message differently. It's not that I'm being fake, but I can say, hey, maybe we should make some changes here to make it look like this, or, you know, think about this, or it's missing this, versus being like, nope, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes when you say like, nope, I don't like it, somebody's close to you, that might hurt their feelings. You know what I mean? So.
And I think, and I know for me, I really am trying to work on this in relationship. When I be mad about something, I will keep on going because I want you to feel it.
Yeah.
I always want you to feel it because I want you to feel how mad I am. And you know,
I think we all.
You gotta let it go.
Yeah.
I'll be ready. I'm like, I want you to
Yeah.
feel this. That's it. And that has, you know, and that has messed me up, I think, in a lot of relationships, you know, and I'm really trying to do better.
Because you don't give it a second sometimes
don't.
to like just take a step
But
back
really,
and
it's
breathe.
me. I know it's me. I'm moving next week, starting a new job next week.
Blessings.
these are
Come on
all
now.
the
And
Those
these
are
are
good
all,
things.
yes, these are all
Anxiety's high.
blessings, but it feels
got a lot
overwhelming.
going on.
For sure.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I'm
get it.
starting a new job.
Yeah.
Then I have to take a test for the job. And then I had to
And you're
move
like,
that same
I don't wanna
weekend.
hear you,
I need to get a
Phil.
haircut. Then I found out we're doing photos at the gym. So it's just like, how am I going to move, do photos, get a haircut? Like, it's just, it's
You need a calendar.
Yeah.
But as an entrepreneur, as someone who is multiple things, as Phil was saying too, you have to be able to sometimes be like, unfortunately, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like otherwise you're spread so thin, and the things that you do show up for, it's not 100%
Yeah.
you.
Because I'm so stressed.
And I think that's something that I've struggled through a lot lately.
Yeah.
Like my last couple months, I'll show up, I'll be there, but then when you're there, you're stressed about the next thing you're getting to, or you can only show up halfway, or you show up not put together like you normally
Yep.
would.
Yep.
And you're like, ooh, I was there, but like that doesn't look like me, or that I could have done better if I would have just said no to this thing and just put 100% into this, because this is what I was passionate about.
I do feel like also in our industry, do you feel like you have to like step out on a lot of personal invites because you can't make it because you have work or you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
other events that you have to, you know, contribute to?
And
feel
I just
that.
like, I can't afford every
You
event.
just
I
have to be
can't. I
honest.
can't. Y'all
I
want,
want
because
to
y'all
go.
want me to come get a drink. I can't.
I can't
You're all, can you
energy wise
sponsor
afford
me,
it
please?
and just like money wise afford it. You know, like
yeah.
both are
Yeah.
energy, but still like I can't do this today. And it's
Yeah.
nothing personal. And it doesn't mean I don't like love you just as much, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's just I
I'm
can't
tired.
make it.
And I think people should remember, you know, for me, I'd be thinking about, you know, I like one of my friends came to visit me this week and he was like, oh, Rénold, I'm gonna take you to lunch. And he did, you know, whatever. And I like that he remembered when I was up, how I was. Cause you know, sometimes when people see you when you down, they're like, oh, like, I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm not out, you know, I'm not swiping today. You know, I'm saying hallelujah. I'm just gonna be
You're like,
Dutch.
You're taking me to lunch,
Hallelujah.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
What does
Just
lunch
so
look
we're
like
aware.
today?
You know,
Yeah.
and I think that that's also always just remembering, like, I always try to remember, like, people be up, down. I'm going to talk about that later, but that's another thing. All right. But why do you think you see so much opposition when you are literally walking out your purpose? Why do you think it is so much? Why?
Man, the
why,
devil
why?
will never want you to complete what God got in store for you. But I feel that every day. I mean, that's part of the reason why I know I'm on the right path.
Yep.
It's not easy. It's always something coming up, but God has always provided a way for me.
You will be rewarded in the end.
Yeah. And it's like, you hold on to that.
Yep.
And you keep going. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really like, what do I have to lose?
Yeah.
Like the things you're worried about losing are like the physical. And I'm not saying like, give up your house, your cars. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have to be in a position to be willing to like be free from the materialistic things that you typically would struggle over.
Yeah.
So it's like when I free my mind and just like I'm working for God every day. It's like I'm just up and I'm just doing what I have to do for that day.
Or
'Cause,
sometimes things don't work out for like a specific reason. So you have to have faith in that also. Like,
Yeah, that's
okay,
a
well,
good
this
thing when
isn't
the door
going
closes.
through. Right.
Yes.
Like this obviously is not in alignment with me.
Yeah.
So you just got to move forward and know when to like let it go.
And the hard thing is like when it feels good. Like when I'm there and I'm like, this looks like it's gonna work, and they like, no, door's closed, and I'm like, God, you sure? Like, we really gonna close this one?
Yeah.
Like, and
How
it's
many
real, though.
chances would you give something before, you know, a million, right? And then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I just
Yeah,
like,
it's like sometimes you won't even give up. You just,
Yeah.
if it was up to me, I just keep going.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't. So
And I think you just have to, for me, I like to just keep going. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, like, even when, like, with numbers on my podcast, I don't be like, oh, I'm like, it's like, hey, I this is what I'm doing, and I'm going to keep going. Like, you can't, because I think people give up too soon. Like you could
That's
give
true.
up too
That's
soon.
true.
Like, and there is somebody, and I think sometimes we look at the numbers because, oh, this person is doing this person is doing this. But like, no, I'm not supposed to. I got my own DNA. I am special. I am unique. Nobody else is me. Like I got to keep on going.
Absolutely.
Because if you stop, you don't know how it's gonna finish. You don't know the
And
end.
it goes back to what Ashley said. Like, people flock to her because of who she is. And that's all you have to be. It's like, it's hard to think about it because you have your own perspective of what you see.
Of what
but
you-
it's like,
who you are.
Yeah.
And
But it's like
I've had
other
friends
people
remind
see
me,
something so different.
Yeah. And that's the part that's crazy, I think, when I finally, someone put that into perspective for me. They're like, you're this, right? And I'm like,
Yeah, like,
and they're like, but you see that. And I'm like, no. And so it like takes time to like, okay, maybe what they see is different than what I see. And then asking clients, like, why do you come back? Or what would make you want to come back more?
Yeah.
Or I mean, their feedback is what also feeds the next person.
Right.
You're willing to take the corrective criticism.
Yeah.
So that's good.
So you can grow.
Yeah.
from
And
it.
it's patience. Like, it's
Yes.
really taught me to be patient. Like, I'm not a patient person. And I'm learning to be because I have to be. It's
Well,
like,
and the vulnerability that comes with it too.
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
just
it's
in that
humbling. Yeah,
uncomfortable.
like-
Like, I don't like
And
this.
it's humbling to know like everything doesn't just always work out
It's not
overnight.
pretty. No.
it takes
Like,
time.
it-
It's like, and I feel it. I
Because
just
it worked
recently
out
said
for you for
it's
so
like,
long.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially when
Yes.
things have
Yeah.
been
Brick
easy.
wall, like,
Yeah.
And so
why is it
sometimes
not?
we think like because God has always did it a certain way. When He started doing it a new way, you like
It is. It's so
But
true.
I think about my theme scripture this year. It says, "Behold, I will do a new thing." Oh, shut up! I say, "Behold, I will do a new thing." So, like, how am I looking how the old way He did it if He's doing a new thing? And so I had to constantly, be, okay, it's a new thing. And like even like your affirmations, like I have affirmations on my mirror. Actually, people come to my house, and I read a whole Bible. I feel like before I leave my house, I'm like, oh God, I got to wake up 10 minutes early just to read all this stuff. But like, I'm serious because I just have your words are powerful. What you speak, what you believe, and I learned that from Renee because Renee, I remember Renee like she says, used to say, God, you say, show me how good it can get.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I started saying that when things are looking bad, I said, no, show me how good it can get.
And
I
also too, like God has something better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like remember, God has something better.
Beyond
Yep.
your
You know?
perspective.
Yep. That
Yeah.
you don't even know about.
Like, I think of Philippians all the time. I think it's Philippians where it's like, pray about everything.
Yeah, pray without ceasing.
Yeah. And
Yep.
instead of worrying, pray about it. That's a big one to me because it's like, it's easy to be like, I start getting ahead. So
Yeah.
tomorrow, what is all this going to look like? Let me start doing calculations. It doesn't work out. And I never win when I get there, ever.
And then if you keep reading, it says, in all things give thanks, for this is the will of
Yes,
God
the will of God,
concerning
yes.
you. So like everything you are going through is already
purpose,
in the will.
and it's
Like
already done.
it's already in
It
the
was
will.
already
Like you
done.
can't avoid it. Like you could try to avoid it. You can be like, oh, I don't really want to go through this. But like if God wants you to go through something,
It's like, what's for you can't pass you.
literally. And oh my gosh, yesterday I was on the phone, y'all. Oh my gosh. And I was turned up when I was on the phone. I was turned up, but the Lord gave me a word. I was so excited. I called everybody. I was turned up and giving a word. And it was the scripture say, and I'm being so churchy today. I'm not being churchy. I'm just being who I really am. Just being I'm in the spirit today. When I'm weak, I depend on the spirit. So, that's what I'm doing right now. And it says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. But I think a lot of us miss that scripture. It says, no weapon formed. The weapon is going to form. It's going to look bad.
Yes.
It's going to look like everything is against you. It's not going to work. You are not going to make it. Though it's forming. It's looking real. It looks like you are about to be defeated. But if you get to the end of the verse, it says it will not prosper.
Okay.
It will
Preach.
not work. It will
Preach.
not
Okay.
come against you. But you just got to remember that. And you can remember all things are going to work together for your good.
Amen.
It
Glory to
doesn't
God.
matter what it
Amen.
looks like right now.
Amen.
It's got to get good. And if it's not good, God's not done.
Amen.
And that's what I stand
That's
on.
word.
And it
That's what
doesn't
I,
always
whoa,
make
shut
sense.
up.
Amen.
Halle
gonna-
Berry,
we're gonna-
hallelujah.
Yeah.
Well, I got the grape juice, girl. I just need a cracker for some communion. Y'all, do you know they changed the prices to Arizona? They're $1.50.
Yeah, I remember they used
Wow.
to be, what,
It used to be
25
99
cents?
cents, like 107.
$1.07. Yep.
I had to pay extra.
Well,
I was really gonna drink a Truly tonight because it's a funny story. It's not a funny story, but yeah, I was gonna drink a Truly tonight because it's really sad. One of my friends passed away today. Mo Hoffman. Oh my God, just a good woman, just really good. I remember, just really good, and I just feel so bad for that family. And whenever I would go to Mo's house, we always say like, we're gonna have a truly good time. And because I like to drink Trulies, and when I went to the house the first time, I had a lot of Trulies, and I got a little loose. And I'm just praying for that family. Like, man, Aaron Hoffman, like, he lost his wife. And then Maddie and Austin, they lost their mom. And I really can't imagine what that feels like. I can't, like, she had been through so much. She went through breast cancer, God had healed her. And then she had a stroke. And it's just been crazy. So, man, I was going to bring a Truly here tonight, Mo, because, Mo, I know you would have laughed in heaven, girl, because I know you in heaven, girl, because you a good person. There's some people that pass away, you be like, man, like, they were a good person. And then there's other people where you be like, my God, I love Oshata. I hope they in heaven. But Mo Hoffman, I mean, like, she was, like, a legit person. Like, even, like, I remember when I came out on the podcast on episode 15, like, first person to text me that morning, like, just consistent and, like, really love God, but I don't even know how I got there. All right, we're gonna ask this last question. How do you define success as an entrepreneur?
For me, it's the look on the client's face when they reach a goal.
Girl, and I've seen some of your clients. Whoa, girl, I've seen you go from flat to booty.
Yeah.
You know, body, yaddy. I'm telling you, if you want a booty, if you want to look,
Tap in.
I got you.
you need to call Ashley Jordan.
I got you.
Period.
Yeah, so seeing that excitement in them
Yep.
when they reach a goal, when they build something, booty, arms, shoulders, whatever. And even just like the change in their personality.
Yeah.
Like they go from, like I always say, hey, when you're at the start, like this is day one with us, go home. At some point this week, take a picture of yourself.
Yep.
Take a picture. And they're like, no,
What
I
kind
want
of picture?
to.
Like naked?
Like,
The first picture
Well-
is the most uncomfortable.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Keep it to
is.
yourself.
I tell them, I say, you don't even necessarily have to show me. You will, but you don't have to show
They
me.
be naked and they show you?
No,
More like in underwear or
like,
something,
like
like where you can
swimsuit,
see
like
your-
something where I can
yeah.
see your body, but like the before.
I don't want to tempt you, Ashley, if I show you this body.
Okay.
You might, girl, you might not know. You might be like, oh, she might want a little dip of chocolate.
Oh my goodness.
That's another.
Right,
a
that's
whole
another
nother
Do you like
conversation.
chocolate?
That's a whole nother conversation.
Are you single? That's a whole nother
That's a
conversation.
whole nother.
Now he's about to put you out there. Look.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But then,
Whoa.
I know you mean
You girl, whoa, it's getting hot in here. Don't take off
but
your
then
clothes,
I,
Ashley.
But then I asked them to take that picture on the 30 days. So 30 days later. And if you put those pictures side by side and you have been working out with me even a day a week, because working out one day a week means you got to show up.
Yep.
So you're not going to eat like trash the rest of the week, at least not the entire week.
Yeah.
There's going to be a difference.
Yep.
And then people start to get excited because that day 1 and day 30 picture, there was a change.
Yeah.
So then day 30 and the next 30, then they're like, oh, bad word, shit.
Yeah.
I see a difference. And that's when it gets exciting. That's
Yeah.
when I feel successful because I'm like, my heart is happy because I see that you're happy. Like,
Yeah.
but it's you, like who you, and it's changed both their mind and body.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think if I feel like I did a great job after doing someone's hair or skin and I made them feel good, that does help.
Yes.
But I have to say, sometimes their interpretation might not be exactly what
That's
they
true.
wanted, but I did like a great
Your
job at that.
best.
So
Yeah.
sometimes I used to beat myself up a lot about it. Like if someone didn't like something, I would go home, I wouldn't be able to stop thinking about it. And I had to do a lot of
That's a
taking
them
myself.
problem.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of like taking myself away from that situation, but it does make me feel fulfilled when people are excited about, you know, after leaving their appointment, even if they didn't necessarily get what they wanted, they loved their experience that they had with me and they enjoyed their time with me and they come back to me because, okay, I didn't like it that time, but I want to do it something different this time. But I come back to you because I love you. Like you said, like they come back to me because of who I am. And that's what makes me feel successful.
Yeah.
I think, it always feels good when the client gets the product and they enjoy it. I think it's cool because something about shipping something to somebody and then knowing that they received it, I think is cool.
Yeah, that is amazing.
But I think for me, it's like the connections, the growth when I see certain things aligning within the company or,
Yeah.
we do an event to help somebody else. I think those are the times where I feel like, okay, we're a company, we're somebody, like that kind of stuff outside of like monetary.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's like our outreach.
Yeah.
Like who are we touching? Are we being impactful? To see somebody see something in the company, like you were saying, or in me that I didn't see.
Yeah.
Like to me, I'm like, okay, like I still got a purpose. I'm still here. I'm still moving. So to me, it's like I can rest on that and continue the process.
And I would say that that's the same for me. I feel like whenever I put out, like I think my last week's podcast, it's done like some really cool things on like my TikTok and I have got like some DMs from people. And I think for me, it's like, whoa, like, God, maybe you created me to be in this space. And I think for me, it's not about the validation from people, but I do think people are a good gauger of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're doing something right, people should, it should
They
be,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
they appreciate it. It should be itching their ear. And I think even for me, when I have like conflict, I think even when people are like, I don't agree with him. And I like how I am trying to lead this space, because I know like there's Christians who are way more conservative than me, who are like, oh God, he's doing too much, he's saying too much. Like I want to even lead that energy different than I've seen other people do in spaces like these. Like I'm not here to be anybody's enemy. You know what I mean? Like I'm here to be love and light to everybody. So I feel like, I don't know, when I see like content kind of stirring up, like I literally see people arguing on my TikTok. I'm like, oh, this is why I'm doing it.
We
like
straight up conversation.
yeah,
That's
like
yeah.
because I
Makes
want to be
people
a
think outside their
convert.
box.
So you're making people think.
Yeah, I
You're
want to be a
making-
conversation curator. I don't care if
Absolutely.
you agree with me. I'm not here to
Yes.
be. I'm not the Bible.
No.
Right.
Or I'm
Press
not
is
whoever. I'm
backwards.
not. I'm just Rénold. You ain't gotta agree with me.
Well, that's what we said in the beginning too, is being our authentic
Yeah.
self.
Yeah.
Like being you.
And yes, I could not do that at
For a
the
long
church.
time, yeah.
So that is why I left, and I was not
Bringing it
kicked out.
full circle.
I was pushed out. And I thank you for watching today's episode. I'm not giving you a
Hey,
word
never
because
gonna
if
be
you
this way,
rewind back when I was talking about no weapon, baby, that is a word, okay? And I mean, there's been so many words. I mean, you got Phil here. You know, Phil always got a word. You know, he our little light-skinned preacher. Wow. And then we got Renee and Ashley. I mean, you know, there's some words up in there, okay? I would like to thank my sponsors, my co-hosts, and I want to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. Send this podcast to somebody. I want to thank Claiborne Urban Loops. Oh my God, it's Henry's birthday today. Thank you, Henry, for these loops, and happy birthday. And I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on NSFC Podcast. And also, I put all the co-hosts on there. If you just go to the page, you'll find their names, whatever. All right, till the next time, Jesus is for everybody. Everybody. Even my great brother, Phil.
Hey, it's all love.